In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use AI to learn dangerously fast, not by having it do the thinking for you, but by actually using it to think better. Because right now, most students use AI in a way that's quietly making them worse at learning. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where that line is and how to stay on the right side of it. Think of AI like a car that drives you to the gym. If it gets you there more often, that's a win. But the second you ask the car to lift weights for you, you gain nothing. You are just as weak as before, except now you are convinced yourself you worked out. And that's exactly what's happening with AI and studying right now. According to recent research, students who offload their thinking to AI are retaining less, not more. Because learning doesn't happen when information passes through you. It happens when you are forced to think. Take mind maps. You can ask AI to generate a mind map for you in 10 seconds. It'll look complete. It'll look correct. But the real learning wasn't in the mind map itself. It was in the struggle of figuring out how each piece connects together, what goes where, and why. Skip that struggle. You skip the part that actually builds the memory. So the question isn't whether to use AI, it's whether you are using it as the car or asking it to lift the weights. Here's where most students get this backwards first, making notes. You probably spend hours studying by making notes, reading a resource, rewriting in your own words, and formatting it nicely. Then exam week hits and you'll realize you spend all of your time making the notes and none of it learning from them. That is where AI actually saves you real time, but only if you do it right. Don't ask AI to make notes on a topic from nothing. It'll hallucinate. It'll generate information that sounds right, but isn't. So to make this method work, upload your actual resources first. Your lecture slides, your textbook chapter, your readings, and then ask AI to summarize from those specific sources. This is especially powerful when you're pulling from multiple resources at once. Normally, you have to read through all of them by yourself, cut the duplicates, and merge what's left. AI does that in seconds. And every minute you save here is a minute you get back to actually learn the material, instead of just formatting it. So, if you want a faster way to fix your specific learning mistakes, there's a link to book a one-on-one call with me. First link in the description. You probably heard active recall is one of the most powerful ways to study. What most people don't know is AI can push it further than you could on your own. Start with practice questions. You can upload your resources and ask AI to generate them. But here's the upgrade. Ask for higher order questions based on Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy explains orders of learning. The lower ones are lower order learning techniques like remember, understand, and apply. But analyze, evaluate, and create are higher order techniques. They will help you to create a deeper understanding and remember the information for a long time. Most students never test themselves at that level because writing those questions by yourself is genuinely hard. AI can do that in seconds, and answering them is what pushes the material from familiar to known. Then there's the AI Feynman technique. The Feynman technique is one of the most effective learning methods that forces you to simplify and really understand what you learned. Learn a concept and explain it to AI in simple terms, out loud or in writing. Once you finish, ask for feedback. It will tell you exactly what you got wrong and what you left out. The gap between what you think you know and what you can actually explain, that's the gap this closes. Here's one most students never think to do, using AI to analyze past paper questions. Normally, figuring out what topics show up the most would mean reading through every past paper question by yourself and tallying it by hand. That takes hours. Upload the same set of questions to AI and it will break down exactly which content areas come up most often, so you know what to prioritize before you open a single textbook. It also works the other way. Say you're studying asthma and want to see every question that's ever touched on it. Upload past papers and ask AI to pull every asthma-related question out. What would take you an evening takes AI seconds. You can use those questions to test yourself after learning. This is really useful for exams because you can focus on the parts that carries the most marks first so that you won't waste time studying topics that won't come up in exams. Remember the car and the gym from the start of this video. That's not just an example. That's AI doing exactly what this section is about. Analogies are one of the most powerful ways to understand something, not just memorize it. And you can ask AI to build one for you on the spot for almost anything you are stuck on. If you can't picture how a concept applies in real life, which happens constantly in medicine, ask AI to generate a real-world scenario from it. Suddenly, an abstract fact has a place to live in your head. This one isn't the most effective one on the list, but it's the one that costs you nothing. Tools like NotebookLM can convert your notes into an audio overview you can listen to while driving, exercising, and doing chores. It won't replace focused study, but it's time you'd lose completely turned into something. That would work for some people. Just try and see whether it works for you. Now, using AI well is one part of this. But even with the best tools, if you are learning something for the first time with no plan, you will still relying on the material becoming accidentally relevant to your brain. And most of the time, it never does, which is why you forget it a week later. There's a 4-step method I use in med school to learn anything once and remember forever. I've got a full video on exactly how to do it. Watch it next.